We won. We won the White House. And it still has not totally set in. Blake is with us. Blake, how we doing? Has it set in for you yet? I mean, has it really set in?
It really hasn't, Charlie. Like, I was just thinking, first of all, it feels remarkable that, I don't have the hat straight. It feels remarkable that it's already Friday. Like, we've been on air constantly, yet it also just feels like things have been happening so rapidly. It's like time has slowed down dramatically. And no, it hasn't sunk in. I'm not sure it will sink in until, well, maybe until it's all over. Even during the first term, I would always catch myself thinking, Donald Trump, that Donald Trump, he ran for president. He winged it most of the time. He beat the biggest machine ever, and he won, and he is currently president of the United States. And we're kind of replaying that, but now it's even more astonishing. It's like, okay, they indicted him, they shot him, they tried to take away his businesses, they banned him from everything, and he ran again. And again, he was mostly making it up as he went along, and he beat the machine again. It's remarkable.
It really is, and it's a nationwide mandate, everybody, the likes of which we couldn't have dreamt. And Blake, we were always resistant of that word landslide, but it objectively is. And it was an electoral landslide. And again, I just got to keep on bragging on my people. Donald Trump is up 6 points in Arizona, which is 2.5 points better than his 2016 performance in Arizona. So Donald Trump we have now posted, and it's growing, by the way, Donald Trump's best ever performance in the state of Arizona. I just awfully invested in this beautiful state. And for all of you guys that knocked on doors and worked, we are turning this into the Florida of the West, everybody. This is going to become a beacon of freedom and liberty. If you live in the West and you are tired of tyranny in Colorado or California, consider moving to Arizona. Donald Trump wins by 6 points, everybody, and growing. This is a place to move with your family. We'd love to have you. And let's keep on turning this place into a beacon of freedom. Harry Enton, who is Blake Neff's former classmate, goes through the mandate of support. Play cut 325.
Holy Toledo. All right. Trump gained ground in 49 states and the District of Columbia compared to 2020. I went back through the record books. When was the last time a party gained in so many different places? You have to go all the way back to 1992 when Bill Clinton improved upon Michael Dukakis's performance in 49 states, plus the District of Columbia. The bottom line is no matter where you looked on the map, Kate Baldwin, no matter where you looked, Donald Trump was improving on where he did 4 years ago, except for Washington State.
I checked, by the way,
except
Charlie.
for Washington State.
And he says,
yes.
Holy Toledo. And Trump did 4.5 points better in Toledo, Ohio than he did in 2020.
Let me just be clear, though. Why is Washington not doing as well? Because they're all moving to Arizona. All right, let's play cut 326.
It's just like, oh, my goodness gracious. These are the types of groups that you would never have thought that Donald Trump would have gained so much support among 8 years ago when he first won against Hillary Clinton. Trump's was the best GOP showing among 18 to 29-year-olds in 20 years. You have to go all the way back to 2004. How about among black voters? It was the best performance for a Republican candidate for president in 48 years since Gerald Ford back in 1976. And among Hispanic voters, the exit polls only go back since 1972. But Donald Trump's performance on Tuesday was the best for a Republican presidential candidate in exit poll history.
I'll be honest, realignment doesn't really capture this. This is, Blake, I've been told my entire life, well, you're older than I am, but not a lot. Were you alive in 1988?
I was not. I was born in 1990.
So, okay, got it. So, yeah, you're only 3 years older than I am, and I won't forget that. So the point is that in 1988, you and I, actually, no, 1988 would have been Bush. No, I'm talking about 1984.
Bush, Dukakis.
Yeah, and that wasn't as triumphant as 84. We have, and again, this is the modern day 1984. And I don't mean it in Orwellian terms, but can you build that out, Blake? Meaning, long gone are the days where you like flip New Jersey, but getting within 4 points in New Jersey, that is the modern day 1984. Do you agree?
Yeah,
Blake?
Exactly, Charlie. The truth is there are fewer swing voters overall. America is more polarized. There's kind of a cap to how strong or how weak you can be. I feel like probably Obama in 2008 was maybe the last time some of the states you saw him get will ever be up for grabs, because 2010, the country diverged. So what the equivalent of a 1984 or even a 1988, where Bush did win pretty handily, is you just get every state that is reasonably up for grabs and you make the opponent states way closer than they should be. So there were 7 swing states going into this race. Donald Trump swept all of them, and they were able to call all of them on election night. And then as a bonus, he's doing, 8-9 points better than expected in New Jersey. He's making states that were supposedly edge cases for him, like Florida, into laughably one-sided races. They look as red as California looks blue. And you just have this sea of red all over the place. We've loved posting that arrow map, and we'll be posting it more once Arizona finally gets its results done and California finally get their results done. And it looks better.
Yes.
And,
yes, that's right.
Yeah.
And I want to just reiterate another element of this, though. That when Obama won in 2008, that you do remember, Blake, there was this feeling amongst the conservative movement in 08 and 12 that the country has permanently, profoundly shifted to the left, and that there's almost no changing it. And now we are 16 years later than 2008, and this is the most conservative the country has been in my lifetime. I want you guys to understand that. This is the most conservative America has been in our lifetime. And for all the doomers and all the gloomers, it can get better. And can I say something, just get this off my chest, Blake? I saved in my inbox 3,000 emails of people that said, Charlie, Trump will never win, they'll never let him win. You guys were wrong. I'm sorry. That kind of dooming mentality, I hope you guys repent and you check that out the door, because that was not helpful to anybody. That kind of cynicism, that kind of it's never going to happen. The can-do spirit of America triumphed, and no matter what in life, you should never get into doomerism. And there was a lot of it. Charlie, you're wasting your time. They're just going to steal it again. And actually, no, it turns out we can win, and we did win. It turns out that the American people spoke, and the American people shed the woke mind virus in record triumphant numbers. Blake, 1 minute remaining. Can you speak to how the country was in 2008 and 16 years later? It's a remarkable element of the story, because you felt in 2008 like this country was becoming profoundly left-wing.
They hyped it up. I remember the headlines. Time magazine, I think the New York Times talked about it. They would talk about Obama, and this all went in with the cult around Obama, that he was the smartest, most brilliant orator, political leader in our lifetimes. It was truly remarkable to see. And the hype was he could be the new FDR, he could do a New Deal, he could implicitly build a dominant political coalition that would win for decades on end and not really be challenged. And a part of this was there was this weird, racialized triumphalism, where they would say they didn't have the term yet, but they were saying these deplorables are going away. There's a new multiracial coalition. It will be democratic forever. And Donald Trump came along and smashed that to bits. In Texas, he won whites, he won Hispanics, he won Asians, he won American Indians nationally. It's a great thing for the country, because it means our politics are not racialized in the way the left wants them to be.